What's up, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed, and it's time for some BSing in the shed. Flip my hat up here so it just looks weird, man. I don't know why it looks so weird on me right now. The way the hat's curving's kind of funky. But how's it going, everybody? Moving a little slow today. I'm sore. Went out to the river yesterday with GS and took a little spill in the river. Kind of tweakered my back a little bit, and that was before even digging my first shovel. So once I started digging in, I just added to it. You know, didn't do myself any favors, but all in all, we had a great time, and I think I found some pretty good gold, so it was nice to get out there, you know. Which one? This one? Old Freddy, the mooch. You can pick one of these up for yourself in the shop. Backyard prospecting in the swag shop. I'm going to forego my 18 cents of monetization here, apparently. Excuse me. But hello, everybody. It is good to see you all here. Let's kind of go down the line here and see who's with us tonight. We got Joey Brown. What's up, Joey? Donna Corin. Hello, Donna. How's it going? Jason Earp, good to see you. Ellers Crafted. A3 Sky Warrior, how are ya? David Dandaran. T-Rep. Good to see you. Jimmy Licari, what's happening? What else we got in the house? Sam Stapleton. Cajun Bullion. Pitbull Prospecting. Wheezin' Geezer TV. What is happening, everybody? Good to see you all. Is that a magnifying glass in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Well, I am happy to see you, but it is also a magnifying glass. Or, what do they call those things? Microscopes. Digital microscope thing. We might get a little use out of it tonight. Who knows? But, oh, Culver, what's happening? Good to see you. Good to see you. Tio, what is up? Everybody else, and all those who haven't chimed into chat and who are just hanging out in the lurkings. Good to see you all as well. Though I don't see you, good. I'm glad you're here. I don't see you because it doesn't show me names of who's on the stream or who's watching. That'd be a little creepy if it did, you know. So and so is in the stream watching you. Whoa, creepy, bruh. But good to see everybody here, figuratively and literally. Whatever. How are you? But, yeah, sorry there was no video this weekend. I didn't have any pay dirt to review. None that I wanted to. I got some pay dirt from the last Prospectors, Miners show that I went to. But they're just little samplers. It's all the same stuff that I've done like 2 and 3 times before. You know, I think they're more going to be just for my own entertainment to pan out. I get them just to kind of help support the prospectors who do go to there to set up shop and who sell pay dirt. I can't help myself. I got to buy pay dirt if it's at a gold show. But I just didn't feel like reviewing any of it. Just wasn't in the mood to. I had originally planned to go out prospecting on Saturday, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do a video. Then I reached out to GS and was like, hey, man, where are we digging today? What's going on? And he was like, I'm not going out today, but I'm going out tomorrow. And I said, all right, that's a good excuse for me to stay lazy today. So I did. And did a bunch of stuff out here. Got some dirt bagged up. A couple other things going. But I spent a lot of the time designing something new. As you guys remember, or you don't remember, you're going to be reminded right now. A couple weeks ago, I lost my computer. Everything went down. Well, not everything, to a point. From a normal person's perspective, it was pretty tragic. I was able to not recover, but restore, rebuild anyways, put my computer back together, but I lost all the CAD files. All of my CAD files that I've been working on for the last year and a half, 2 years, since the last time I bothered to back it up. But that's basically the original files for all my little sluice headers, everything that I've 3D printed in like the last year and a half, 2 years. I don't have original files anymore. The only things that I have are what it may be on a random SD card or what's living in the memory on my printer from the last 20 things that I printed. So, it's pretty tragic from a layman's point of view. And you know what? It's pretty tragic from my own point of view. Man, I wish it was a porn virus. It was a fucking Windows update. Excuse my French. It was a Windows update. Shouldn't have been an issue. My computer runs fine. It told me, hey, we have some updates for you. Why don't we go ahead and run them the next time you reboot? And I said, okay, fine. Let's reboot. And that was it. That was that. At least if it was a porn virus, I would have at least got to see some porn. But that wasn't the case. It was just a Windows update that said, yeah, you're done. And that was that. And now that I'm looking for things and I'm logging back into other things, I realized the potentially biggest thing that I lost was access to my Coinbase wallet. I don't have a lot on there, but you never know what, like 100,000 of whatever shitcoin that I have could turn into real money at some point. And then I'll be thinking, fuck, then maybe I need to sue Microsoft for my loss. Because, a simple update shouldn't take you down to the point where your shit's completely crashed. But that probably won't go anywhere. So it's just a loss. And so basically, that happened. So anyways, back to the core of my story. I was rebuilding some CAD files this weekend. Specifically the ones so that I can make toolbox sluices. Because the last time I updated the toolbox sluice folder was like on Rev 2, the old big box. And so it was a little out of date. It was when I was doing everything by hand, basically. And so I needed to rebuild some stuff. In that process, I got a hair up my ass, or an idea in my head, that, based on the new sluice setup that I have, maybe I can apply that to the little pocket sluicers. So I started off by building out these little brackets that they rest a half-inch pipe between them, PVC. And then I built this little frame to go with the new header box that I'm making now. A little bit trimmed down, a little bit tighter. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. But then, so I made this little frame for it to go on. Boom. And then you can screw a bolt into the bottom to keep it together. And then, of course, like I say, that sits on the little frame. So you can use it in basically any size little Rubbermaid tub that you can get your hands on. As long as you have a PVC pipes, 2 of them, that are wide enough. So that was cool. And so I made that. And then I realized after the first one of these that I printed that I made the body inside too tight. And so I had to redo that. And then I wound up getting another idea. You see, my problem is I don't plan anything. And so then I got another idea. It's like, well, you know, the deck for the smallest toolbox sluice is only about that big, which is only a hair bigger than the new one that I made. I mean, overall, it's probably twice as much material, blah, blah, blah. But then I thought, well, what if somebody bought my little toolbox sluice, and then decided down the road that they needed to upgrade, you know, they wanted a bigger catch pan or whatever. And then it turned into, well, let's just make a flat panel. Why are you moving everywhere? My face is right here. So I made a flat panel, like so, that also has indentations on the bottom for the half-inch pipe. So it sits there, boom, 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 holes drilled in so you can permanently affix it to that pipe so it doesn't move. Fucking, hold on. This camera is driving me crazy, so I'm gonna take its abilities. So then that sits permanently in between the brackets. But then after I redid this, I realized, well, now my spacing's wrong, so I gotta redo the brackets. And so I redid the brackets into these new brackets that are kind of inspired by some of the Japanese architecture that I saw. The little Toiho. I don't know. Somebody correct me on what the gates are called, the shrine gates. But it kind of looks like that to me. And when it started to look that way in my head, then I started to design it that way. But so that goes over the lip of the tub. And I made them big enough that they should fit. If you get one of these big serving tray tubs, it fits. Because I specifically measured out this on the far side so that it's like 20-something millimeters. Tori, thank you. They do have different names, but they do have a general name as well, and that's it, the Torii gates. And if I printed them in red, then you would totally see it. Or if I got two different colors and I did the tops in black and the arms in red, then you would really see it. But I don't know, I just went there, so it looks kind of like that in my mind, in my eyes. That's what I saw when I was making it. And so you can take that rack straight from the toolbox sluice with its new header. Boom, boom, boom. Get that. And I'm realizing right now that I probably shouldn't have announced this until after I sold out the last of the old toolbox sluice styles. Damn it. I might have just shot myself in the dick, because now everybody's going to want the new style for future upgrade purposes. Maybe I'll have to discount the old style then. Nice. Nice. But, so anyways, that's what I was working on this weekend. Redesigning the old, remaking it new. But at the end of the day, I think I might wind up selling this, just this as a kit. You know, where you'll get the header, holder, the deck, the gates. No PVC, you'll have to provide that for yourself. Because everybody's going to need their own different size depending on what size tub they're going to use. You know, if you wind up using a tub like this, you might need 8-inch bars versus the other one, you might need 14-inch bars. So I'm going to leave that part up to you, the people who buy them, to determine how big it needs to be. What's going on, Lord Shadow? And everybody else who has said stuff since the last time I said hello to everybody, hello to y'all as well. And thank you, Donna. Thank you so much for your donation. You are awesome as always. You're the best. Why, thank you. Thank you. And you know, I'll say, not to toot my own horn, But I do all of this shit in fucking Microsoft 3D Builder. Not even a real fucking designing program. The most basic of basic. In fact, you can't even get that program anymore. I had to do a bunch of hacky shit to get the program back. That's how resourceful and how dedicated to my laziness I am. So. But yeah, that was my weekend. I do need to teach myself how to use like Blender though, because there's some functions in that you don't get with 3D Maker. It's just not there. And there's some, those functions are functions that I would really, really like to have. You know, to radius edges, so I don't have to go make a cylinder, make another cylinder to hollow that out, split the thing down, and then take those slivers and line them up on the edges of things that I want to radius out. That's like 10 more steps that I have to do rather than just click, click, and then make an adjustment. It's probably more difficult than it needs to be just because I don't know how to figure out how to teach myself how to do that. But well, I mean, I do. I just haven't taken the time to teach myself how to do it. So that's it. That's all there is to it. Just a matter of giving myself time to teach myself. Which, you know, that in itself can be a big pain in the ass. GS, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. Man, my ass is broken today. Thank you for taking me out there yesterday. That was a great spot. Full video coming soon. Because I took video too, but I've been too lazy to do any editing. I went to bed early last night. I didn't mean to. I just went curled up in my bed for a minute. Next thing I know, I was waking up at like 9:30. Like, oh, shoot. Wake up, wake up. Like, no, I'm going to lay back down. Lay back down, wake up at 11. It's like, ah, damn it, now I'm awake again. Let me go smoke real quick and put myself to bed. Fluent French. Parlez-vous. Parlez-vous pourquoi? Port. Look over there. What's going on, Larry? Lord Shadow, Gold Baron, Eric's Randomness, Scott Junkies, Chris Dub, Pickle Prick, Michael Kleeman. I'm just saying names that I haven't said yet. Humble Stacker, what's up? Hearts of Gold, what's going on? Who else? Who else haven't I said hi to? Alright, if I missed you, I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional. Still love you. But, so, what we have tonight is a bit of a conundrum. I have 2 little buckets of gold, 3 technically if you count my cons, that I haven't had a chance to go through yet. I want to ask GS how his was, but I don't want to know yet, because we weren't too far from each other, so our takes should be pretty close. And I want to surprise myself, but I'm torn between doing a scoop of the Roaring Camp, like we have been, or, here, let me get this thing zooming back in on me. Back to my face. Or, if we check out some of the dirt that I brought home from my dig yesterday. And let me tell you, this shit is heavy. It is heavy, heavy. Bottom of my hole, the final dirt that I dug out of it before it filled back in. The last of the last scoops from the hole that I was digging in. So the bottom of it. It had further down to go, but I'm just saying this is where that's where this dirt came from, because that's what I try to do. I try to get the best of the bottom of the hole and bring that back just to share with you guys. I'll probably dry, excuse me, I'll probably wind up drying the majority of it out, recycling that, turning it into some pay dirt, and, you know, putting some guaranteed amount of gold in there as well for a later pay dirt, maybe next month's pay dirt, June or July. But I'm thinking, you know, maybe we'll do a cup of that, check it out, see what's in there. If there's not very much, I'll throw a little bit of gold extra in there at the end. Or we could just do the Roaring Camp and we get what we get. So, you guys let me know what you would rather do. You want to check out my dirt or just go with the good and tried and true Roaring Camp? In the meantime, as always, we do a little gaw at the end of the show. That is going to be our video. Leave a comment on that video if you don't mind. Or do mind. I don't give a shit either which way. But if you do leave a comment, that gets you entered in for today's Sloppy Seconds. And if you don't know, now you know that the Sloppy Seconds are... Alright, so it looks like we're checking mine out. But Sloppy Seconds are the gold that we get out of our pay dirt and mixed back in with a little bit more pay dirt. And today's is going to be whatever gold we find. I'm going to throw that in the bucket or in the thing. And I'll add some more of that same unsearched pay dirt for the actual dirt of the Sloppy Seconds. So you'll get a double helping. And then, you know, if there's not that much gold in it, I'll throw a little bit more in there just to kind of spice it up a little bit for you. You know, I don't want anybody to feel like they're getting jacked. Jerked around and be like, what is this shit? But at the end of the day, it is free gold, so stop complaining. So, it sounds like you guys want to see my dirt. So we'll go check that out. We'll check out a cup of that, see what kind of gold's in it. This isn't the cons, so don't get too excited. I'm going to go through the cons myself. And then weigh that out. But this is the dirt we brought back. It feels like 50 pounds, man. Let me tell you. This stuff it pulled me down and made me almost fall back in the river a second time. By the way, I fell in the river on the way in. Damn near killed myself. And my GoPro. But I caught it and only got watered down my waders. But only one side of my wader. So that was kind of cool that only half my body was wet for the day. But I did have to take them off and drain them. I think the thing that pissed me off the most was that my jacket, my sweater, got wet. So I couldn't even, when it started to get chilly out, I couldn't even go grab my sweatshirt to warm back up because that thing was all wet too. That's what sucked, the thing that sucked the most. No, but I had a great time out there, man. Thank you for sharing that spot with me. I'm really glad you did. Like I was saying yesterday, that is absolutely a two-man run. It is not somewhere that I'm going to try going by myself, just because of that river. Like I was saying, maybe later in the season when the river's not flowing quite so harsh. But man, that water just wants to take you away. For sure. So, definitely a two-man run, just so you guys watch out for each other's. 2 or 3 men. But that, or if we can find a smoother way in. Maybe, I don't know, make a trail, go up the other side and come back over where it's easier. I don't know. We'd have to scope it out. I'm just talking. These people don't need to know our planning. That's our spot. They don't need to know anything about it. Y'all stay out of my spot. I know it's open space, but you know, you kind of get a spot and you're like, this is my place. We were talking about that. It's like, man, go back and you see the spot that you were going to work just cleared out because somebody else got to it. It just breaks your heart. You're just like, that was going to be my spot. The nice thing, though, is now that it's taken down, you know you're closer to the bottom and maybe it's still good gold. Jump right back in that shit. Jump right back in, dig it up yourself, and laugh all the way home. Ha! I got your 0.0002 of gold. Having me a 12-cent day. Woo! Heavy diggins, heavy diggins. Who just got here? Sean. Sean McClellan. How's it going, Sean? Good to see you. Matt Harper in the house. Yeah, the sloppy seconds are fun. I usually do the garnets to people. Sometimes I feel bad. I usually don't. Because it makes it fun. It's, you know, it's not a lot of dirt to go through, so if there's a bunch of challenge at the end of it, that just drags it out that much further. The garnets aren't too bad. It's the garnet sand that kind of kicks your ass. But the worst is the black sands, the heavy black sands from like Benson Beach, because it's all magnetic. It all just wants to clump together and hide your gold. That's where a challenge comes in. And I throw those in there too, because I'm an ass. I'm a jerk, so, you know. I do that. My bad. What can I say? But, as always, we like to check what our gold prices are, just to see what we're doing this for. And today, gold spot price as per APMEX, whatever. Gold spot price $3,356.40 per troy ounce. If you were buying it in Bitcoin, that would be... Oh, never mind. It's comparing it to Bitcoin. Never mind. Scratch that. Bitcoin kicks gold's ass. But only because it does. Where's the US dollar? This is a fun little graph to play with. Alright, stop dicking around, Dig Daddy. 33.56. Get your gold, put it away, save it for a rainy day. Small granite nug? Oh, the big garnet. Yeah, glad you guys enjoyed it. I always try to make a fun bag, so it's good to hear. I like hearing that kind of feedback to my bags. I don't really make bags, you know, not to make bags, but just really to fund the next bag that I buy. So that kind of gives me the opportunity to have a little bit more fun with it. Like this month's bag, for example, for May. We're going to do a bag called Anime Pay Dirt. That's going to have pay dirt in it with a little bit of gold. Just a little bit, like, you know, little bits in there. Not like tiny bit, but there's gold. So, you know, there's gold in it. And there's going to be some anime and video game stickers. A gotcha ball. An actual Japanese gotcha pod with a little toy in there that I got from going to Japan and walking all over Tokyo looking for these little freaking quarter machines, basically, is what we used to have here. Walking all over Japan. I got all my steps in, believe you me. Getting these little balls one at a time. And I didn't want to just load up a bunch of the same things. So I got like one here, one here, one here. And then I'd go to the next one and try to find some other unique ones that were different from the last ones. Granite and gold. Did I do a granite bag? It's been a long time since I've used granite. But, and so there's one of those in there. There's little chips of like green quartz or jasper or something. No, not jasper, jade. Yeah. So there's that. So go check those out. They're in the prospector shop. Thank you, Chris. You can go check those out. I already let the patrons know. I let them know early, so they always get a head start on any pay dirt before I let everybody else know. But now that the floodgates are open, and I'll start shipping those out here shortly. No gold foil. I don't do gold foil. That's messed up, man. I made the mistake of listening to you and trying to pan some gold foil. It did not work out well. Any grape agate? I don't. I should get some because that stuff's really cool. The problem with grape agate, though, is if I put it in pay dirt, I'm afraid that all that dirt going in and out of like the geode area where the grapes are could wind up breaking it. You got it. You got it, Donna. Cool, yeah, email me a photo. Let me check it out. It might have just been some dirt that I had extra of that I figured let's get rid of it. Because I did have some granite. So maybe that was what it was. I don't know. I go through a lot of dirt, man. I get dirt from all over the place, and then I reuse it in special little baggies so that I can pay for other special little baggies. Woohoo! Cool. Well, sounded like you guys want to check out my dirt tonight. So let's do that. Let's head over to the sluice. Sluicing time. Let's throw on a little bit of tunes. Turn this down just a little bit. Oh, man. Did I repurpose yours? Huh. I don't think I did. Yours was... Sometimes people send me dirt with too much stuff in it. Or something's different about it. And I don't repurpose those. I keep those separate. I might repurpose it specifically down the road. But I do have a sort of a system for dirt that I repurpose. It's pretty much... if there's something overly unique about it, I'll keep it separate. Oh man, look what I did here. What an idiot. I'm gonna spin you guys around. So here's my bucket. It's this little latchable bucket. You gotta be careful with these things because sometimes like you get a rock will get stuck in here with the latch and it won't let you actually push it. So you gotta pry the fucking thing out. And if you're not careful and you get too much dirt up under the lip, it'll make it hard to open also. But I was stupid and I put my snuffers in here. So I'm gonna have to empty those out. Got rocks all over this one now. You know, there's enough water in here still. All right. Take a big old scoop of this stuff here. Grab another couple scoops. And there you go. Washington's best pay dirt. Right there. This stuff right here is the shit. Boom. Could use more gold, but as far as pay dirt on its own, it's pretty damn nice. I'll have me some all day long. Alright, back to the sluice. Three hours? Oh my god. Did you do the bucket or just your cons? Because I'm scared to do the cons, man. Those blacks, here's the cons, everybody. This is what the cons wound up being. But you can just see the layer of black, the thick magnetics in there. It's the rough stuff. It's not as bad as that gray clay that was up there, though, man. That bluish clay. I just wish it had, if it had more gold in it, and I had a pickaxe, man, I would have taken down that whole wall. Because it looked promising. Get these air bubbles out of here. Alright, I feel like I turned the music down too much. Is it too quiet or is it just right? Let me know before I mess with it anymore. Alright, I ain't touching shit till somebody says something. Because as soon as I adjust it, somebody will be like, oh no, it was just perfect. Man, you gotta be a faster typer than that. Up? Alright. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for the reminder. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to hit that like button. Let YouTube know that this is a safe place where people are allowed to have a good time. Usually at my cost, but that's okay. I laugh at myself all the time. I'm really only here for my own entertainment anyways. So, by all means, hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, hit the... if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe. That way you can chat too. Okay, maybe that's the problem why everybody's so quiet. We've got a bunch of tourists here who aren't subbed. So hit that sub and get in on the fun. And that way you can also leave a comment on the comment video. Try not to get too mesmerized. It is pretty. But if you do the thing, you can leave a comment there to get entered in for the sloppy seconds. Because that's the way to do it. Leave a comment. Make it witty, make it funny, because I will read it to the class. As long as I remember to. Sometimes I get a little bit too stoned and forget to do shit. Ask my wife. She can confirm. Little sluice blessing. The real challenge here is that the gold we find is super fine. There's a lot of it that's super fine. The spoons, I can put a few of them up, but I'm not selling them in mass anymore. The supplier that I bought from no longer exists and was in China anyways, so I probably won't be able to afford a new batch. Just because it looks like a lot of the stuff coming from there is just getting hammered on import costs. So, because as a retailer, I do pay the tariff. So unfortunately, that's how that works. You know, I might look into passing that along. That'll increase the cost on them. But I do have a few. If you're looking for either a black or a gold one, those are the only ones I have left. And I'm holding back a lot of the gold ones just because I sell them with the toolbox sluices. But if you want a black one, I can available a few of those. Yeah, make somebody wealthy. It's not us. I think that's the disconnect people have. But I don't want to get political and shit here. I'm just saying prices and shit are going up. And I'd have to find a new distributor anyways. It was a very fortunate thing that this particular one wound up making a very high quality. I mean, look at this. I use this thing every week, and I have for about a year or so, and it's still got its it's still anodized black. It's not all scraped off. I mean, a little bit. There's a little bit of scrapage going on there, but it just gives a nice character to it, you know. They were really good quality. 304 steel. But if I can find another retail distributor or manufacturer who can make them for me at a decent price, I might get more. Yeah, there's reasons why I don't get into those discussions here. I like you guys. I think you guys like me. And we all love gold. And that's all that really matters here. All right. Boom, 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 boom. We got cells full of heavy material. I'm positive there's got to be gold in there. I mean, gotta be, right? It'd be insane if there wasn't. So let's turn the sluice off. Let's get us a bucket, pan. Let's scoot this rig down. Hey, you know what? Let's pull you guys up. Whoop. There we go. that out of the way. This out of the way. All right, now we can put shit down. Let's see how this stuff looks. I see one little shiny down there. All right. One. Oh, get down. There's a couple little pieces. Try to get them in a spot where they won't float. That was the problem. They disappeared for a sec because it floated away. No way you guys are going to be able to see them. They're fly poop. They're just a couple itty bitty bitties. Itty bitty titties. Not even worth weighing them out. So, instead, let's look at my snuffer. See what we got out of our test pans. Just to prove that there was gold out there. So here's my snuffer off of my test pans. Maybe you guys can see those. So that's what I snuffered up on the test pans that I did throughout the day. I only did like 3 test pans or so just to make sure I was still where I needed to be. Everything else went through the sluice, so that's in the cons. So I'll have to figure out how much I got there. But since the scoop of dirt didn't really pan out to anything, I'll throw this in for tonight's sloppy seconds. This is the gold urn digging. This is the no joke shit. Bust my back. I'm in pain today, and this is what it's all about. So don't forget that. Blue. Scientifically speaking, according to XP, blue is the immediate, like, contrast color to gold. This shade of blue. So, like, if you look on the spectrum of, like the Pantone spectrum of contrasting colors, it's like every color has a reverse color, and gold's reverse color is this blue, apparently. And so because it is the most contrasting to gold, it's supposed to appear better against it as a backdrop. And I would agree. I use the XP pan. It's a very good pan, and I like the color of it. That being said, blue is my favoriteest color, so that might be part of it as well. Why it seems like it's better. But, I don't know. Given the choice, I would get a blue pan like this. I like this color. Is blue or gold either of a color that you're colorblind to? If not, then I would think that it would still be the same. I honestly, I don't know. I'm not colorblind and I haven't done that research. But, okay, then yeah, if you're colorblind to blue, then I would say a color that, because that's going to be your problem, right? You're contrasting colors. You don't see the contrast. Red to green, blue to yellow, blue to gold. You're not seeing those contrasts, and that's why you can't differentiate one from the other. Bear in mind, I'm saying all this not knowing a goddamn thing about what I'm saying. So maybe I'm 100% off base here, but just based on what I think I know, that sounds legit. So in those cases, I think the red or the green pan would be better for you, or black. Black is kind of a safety, right? But, or purple. Yeah, somebody who said purple. Somebody said they see better against purple. There you go. It's just all a matter of getting something that contrasts best for your eye. And yeah. But again, I'm not a doctor, so don't come to me for advice. But I do have opinions. And sometimes they smell kind of nice. Other times they smell like the bullshit I'm weaving. Man, I think I just made this gold evaporate. We'll let it dry. Hopefully it's there when we're done. Let's head back to the main cam. All right. Dig that is back. All right, all right. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Oh, my legs are done, dude. My legs are done. I just want to curl up in a ball and cry, but even that would hurt too much. I got to do more leg squats and stuff. Get those muscles used to doing shit. That would be kind of cool, blue and black swirly pan. If I ever commission from a manufacturer a pan, I'll tell them to do a black and blue swirly. I mean to ask you guys, do you guys like my custom Dream Mat colors? The black and red, the Red River, is what I call it. I don't know why I call it that. I made it up one day and it just stuck with it. But do you guys like that? If you guys were buying a Dream Mat, would you like it in that color? Because it's kind of exclusive to me right now. He doesn't really make it for anybody else, unless they ask for it. But I was thinking of switching away from that to doing like a black and blue swirl. Or just an all black. I don't know. Sometimes I just get whatever he has, because I need pocket sluices, and I need them now. But when I can, I like to order them a custom color. And if I start selling this kit, I'm going to sell it without the pocket sluice, so that way if you guys want a pocket sluice, or rather if you already have a pocket sluice, all you need is a kit. If you need everything, then you just add like 13 more bucks or 14 more bucks, get that in the kit too. So, but if I do that, I'm going to keep doing a custom color. So you'll still have to buy something toolbox loose to get that color. Well, I like the blue. I like just the straight blue. Like the crystally blue. That's actually one of my favorite colors that he has. But that's a very common color that he has as well. So I don't personally care really too much, but I like having something that you kind of you can only get from me. Because nobody's going to order, 10 pocket sluices at any one time to merit him doing a special run for you. So in that regard, I kind of have a lockdown on it. Ooh. I don't know how artistic he can get with it, but that would be kind of cool. Like have it black, red, white, swirled, and then have little dots of yellow in it, and then I would call it a banana split. That'd be my banana split sluice box. Yeah, A3's got version 1. He's got the Stanley build. No, wait, do you have the red box? The original? I know I should have never done it, but I wound up selling the prototype box. And I think you got that one. All right. That gold's got to be cooled down by now. So, let's head over to the bench. Oh yeah, I'm getting the gold. Totally forgot what I was doing over here. God damn. Alright, you guys can see? Here, hold on. I gotta pause this because I can hear myself. Alright, tear that out. We are at 0.000. We got... This is all dust, man. This ain't even gonna budge the thing. Oh, it actually moved it. Holy shit. Okay. Whoa, don't go anywhere. Alright, just the test pan. The test pan snuffers. And a little bit of black sand. Hit. It wants to move around 0.007 of a gram of gold. 7,000th of a gram of gold. Wow. I can't let that go out the door. So I'm going to throw a little bit extra in there just so... Wow, I just added like 100 times as much gold to it. Here we'll go up to 8. Or whatever that takes us to. 8, 9, 9. 89, 9, 9. Sold! Oh, that was all my fine gold. Alright. Whoever gets this week's sloppy seconds is going to get 0.007 thousandth of a gram of my gold that I found out at the river yesterday, along with 0.083 hundredth of a gram of gold that I just threw in there as well, for a total of 0.90 of a gram of gold. So almost a tenth of a gram. There we go. Jesus Christ. Gotta do all this. Oh. All this math, man. I'm not trying to do any math. Sitting here trying to be in pain. You guys are expecting me to do math. Alright. Since this is some rando-assy pay dirt, we'll put a little extra in there, so we'll go with a little bigger bag. Do I not have any more sloppy second stickers? Come on, man. All this garbage in here. No sloppy second stickers. What a terrible host I am. I'm supposed to have stickers all the time. And you know what? Screw it. This is going to be a Dig Daddy's Down in the Hole bag, because this came from down in the hole. That's not untrue. Sloppy Seconds edition. Where's my pen? Always searching for shit. I see it. Alright. So, we have 0.090 of a gram of gold. Today is 4/28. 25. Dig Daddy approved. Alright, sweet shit. Now, for dirt, I'm going to throw some more of these unsearched pay dirts in here. And that's what makes it a down in the hole bag, because that's where this dirt came from. Do bear in mind that it is going to be wet. I apologize for that. But there's obviously not enough time to dry it before I send it. So you're getting the 100% natural experience. Aside from the gold that's added to it, which is still natural gold. It's just not necessarily from this dirt. Either way, that's going to be one healthy bag. God, I feel like I put more gold in there than what the scale said. Alright. Nice bag. Nice gold. Oh. Nice ass. Alright. Now there's already dirt garnets in here in the dirt, so I'm not going to mess with this at all any further. This is how it's going to ship. Try to get that gold to kind of mix in a little better. Alright, so if you want this bag of pay dirt and you haven't already done so, click the link that's pinned to the top of the chat. Leave a comment on that video, because that's how you get entered in. Once you're entered in, come back. because you got to be present to win. So, do the thing. Got to leave your comment to win your dirt. To win your sloppy... burning myself. All right. There you go. Back to camera 1. All right. Time is it? 6:06? Well, shit. Let's get to it. Let's give away some pay dirt. Because frankly, if you haven't already done it, you're late. We ain't waiting anymore. So let's head over to the GAW page. Right there. If y'all can see it. Awesome. I probably should have asked earlier if you can hear me, but nobody said they can't, so I'm thinking we're good. This is the page that we're looking for. Doop, doop. Fucking math. Is that 12? 13? I need a calculator, man. Jeez. 37 unique comments. Let's roll down to the pickerator and kickerator, that button. Let's go. Hands off so you know I'm not messing with it. Chad McNeil 7884. Good luck, everyone. Good stuff. Well, congratulations, Chad. You're a C. So we're looking for a C to pop up. Uh-oh. I don't think Chad's with us anymore. He's not resolving. Trying to add him, he's not there. He's not here. The only at C I'm getting. All right. Well, you know how this goes. If I can't at you, you get 60 seconds. Now, nobody go and run and tell the guy. But we do that just to be fair. Clock. And, you know, they get a little bit more, too, because... Timer. Just 1 minute. Don't be too generous here. People got places to be. We do a countdown. 1 minute. If the cues doesn't find their way back, we'll spin it again. Ain't no thing. And really, I mean, you think he's going to rush back within the next 60 seconds? Probably not. But that's okay. You know, life takes you away from doing stuff. It's all good. Yeah. It's happened a few times, or we had to re-roll. So be it, such is the case. But as always, there he is! And that's why we give him 60 seconds. All right. Congratulations, Chad. You made it back in time. Won't give you shit, but hang around. So you're a winner. Congratulations. Let me kick you the email so you can send me your address so I can send you some pay dirt that you won here tonight. Man, you were like 10 seconds from getting the boot. That was close. That's only because I was slow to get that clock up. But you made it. Congrats. Enjoy the dirt. It's got some nice gold in there for you. Some special stuff. See ya. See ya. But otherwise, to everybody else, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for kicking it with me here on a Monday night. I appreciate it. You know, I'll always have a great time hanging out with you guys. Don't forget to go over to the Prospector shop. Go check out what we have in stock there. I got a couple micro toolbox sluices available in there, and got a couple full-size sluice boxers available in there. And again, we got some new pay dirt for the month of May. So check that out before it's too late. Lots of fun in that one. So go check it out. Otherwise, that's all I got for you guys this week. Tune in next weekend. Hopefully we'll have, I should get some pay dirt in here. So we'll have another pay dirt review. And I'll have some river video for you between now and then, or then as well. Instead, we'll see. We'll see how things go. All depends on how quick stuff makes it here. That all depends on the USPS man. So we'll see what happens. Either way, until next time, this is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out at the rivers, I will catch you in the backyard. Peace.